Hello mates, welcome to Budgie Gaming. I'm your host Finley. I know this month has been stacked with so many amazing releases, but today I want to talk about a game that might not be on your radar. If you're a gamer who enjoys a deep and meaningful story in their games, then this one should definitely be on your radar. I'd like to thank the publisher and developer Sometimes You for the review code. I truly appreciate it. Grief Like a Stray Dog is a short interactive game that can be completed in under an hour. The game follows a young postwoman in a tight-knit rural community. In the outside world, World War II rages very close to the rural town. Nadia is only 13 years old but is working to fill in for her sick mother. Not only working, she is also caring for her two younger brothers while they anxiously await letters from their father who is fighting in the war. As a postwoman, Nadia delivers papers, letters, and death notifications to families of those killed in action. Interestingly enough, the story and characters in this game are based off of real people during World War II. Nadia's character is based on the author's grandmother. Inspired by tales of a childhood spent in a village near Rzhev, not far from one of the most brutal battlefields of the Eastern Front, most of the character arcs and plot points are based on war stories told by older relatives and locals. Many letters in this game are real. Right at the start, this game lets you know what you're in for by the uncomfortably haunting music playing in the title screen. Now, this isn't a horror game by any means, but it's dark and depressing. Given the source material this game is pulling from, that shouldn't come as any surprise. The game stretches out across multiple days, and the game loop is the same every day. But that's not a detriment to the game, since this is a game solely focused on the story. It is essentially a visual novel with some interactive point-and-click aspects added into the mix. The loop consists of you visiting the post office to receive the mail, have a short conversation with the arsehole in charge, and go out to deliver all the mail you just picked up. Once you leave the post office, you are welcomed with a town map that highlights the houses who you have mail for that needs to be delivered. This is done by the flashing letter symbol above the house you need to visit. You can't visit houses that do not need mail delivered, so this is a very straightforward and linear game. I actually find this to be a positive since it forces you to follow the story without any distractions. Once you reach the houses, you'll either have light-hearted conversations with the townsfolk or heartbreaking conversations if you have to deliver a death notification. Luckily, the light-hearted conversations are very enjoyable and welcomed. I particularly enjoyed the grumpy old couple who were always bickering whenever I had to deliver the mail. Delivering the mail has an interactive aspect where you have to control your arm with the left stick to give the relative the letter. When delivering death notifications, the music, along with the slight hesitation from Nadia and the receiver, hits hard every single time. It's such a small touch of gameplay that really helps nail the narrative and the awful feeling of having to be the one to bring the awful news to people you are close with. While she doesn't admit it, it seems being the bearer of bad news takes its toll on Nadia, since you're later given the option of leaving the letter on the doorstep or not even delivering the bad news at all. I think this goes without saying, but the art style is absolutely amazing. Another impressive feat is the cinematic cutscenes that almost play out as a stop-motion animation film. Not only is it beautiful, but it adds to the already melancholy atmosphere of this game. If you can handle the heavy topic in this game, and you're looking for something short and sweet to play, particularly something you can beat in a single afternoon, then this is definitely worth looking into. Even though the game is short, there is replay value if you would like to unlock all of the achievements, assuming you're playing on anything other than the Switch consoles. Even if you're on the Switch, I think it's worth playing twice since there are multiple times where you're giving two choices to pick from, with each choice playing out differently. This doesn't affect the game overall, but it does make that particular moment play out differently. And since it's such a short game already, I think it's worth playing through multiple times to see every possible outcome. The only complaint I have is I wasn't aware the game's control scheme was point and click with a mouse cursor. That doesn't bother me as a whole, but it was annoying when I first booted the game up and the cursor was out of sight on the bottom left of the screen. I kept flicking the joystick, confused as to why none of the options tabs were highlighting. I eventually found out that you had to hold the joystick, not flick it. But really, this was a very minor issue. I just thought you should know this in case you buy the game and have the same issue I did. Overall, I enjoy this game very much. It's always nice finding a short game with a great story, especially if you're like me and don't have a ton of free time to play games. Grief Like a Stray Dog releases September 26th and is available on all platforms for $9.99 or $7.99 if you buy the game before the 26th. If you enjoyed this review, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It's a huge help for small channels like mine. And let me know down in the comments if you have any interest in this game. Until next time, take care, mates.